Hey, shalom, shalom. Very good day to you. This is Kezqweyah Israel Moreh. I want to talk to you a little bit about parenting. Just about a few days ago, maybe it was 7 days ago or so. I was working with a client of mine, and we were talking about parenting. And I mentioned that my outlook on parenting, I got it from, I can't recall exactly, but it came from the understanding of how the sun really operates, how the sun has been set up to, rise in the east and set in the west. And as a parent, my philosophy on parenthood is somewhat tied to that, how the sun moves. And, with your children, you want to hold them accountable in a season that persons don't love accountability. You want to turn the heat up. Yes, I said turn the heat up on them. And then you want to dial it back down. So, as a parent, as a father, this is what I do with my children. I have 3 lovely children that I'm very proud and thankful. I'm proud of and I'm very thankful for thus far. And there are times that I really give them intense attention. I pay attention to everything they do with a high degree of intensity and accountability. And then there are times I just leave them alone. You try to give them room to operate. Because, in relationships, when you think of the sun, if the sun is in its height all the time, imagine the sun beating on you for 24 hours, hot as ever. It will burn you up. Now imagine as well the sun setting, and it's down for more than 12 hours. There's a big difference. Without sunlight, there's limited growth. There's limited development. In darkness, a lot of things will happen. That, like Bob Marley said, if night should turn to day, a lot of people will run away. So with your children, you have to shine the light on their path at times. And also, you have to let them have room to make mistakes. And that's important. Because in those moments of failure, then is when, as a parent, you can put an arm around that child and say, with greater effect, the path that you run, if you continue like this, you see what has happened to you. You fell down, you had some bruises. If you don't listen, this can be worse. And because of those moments of pain and missteps and failure, you're able to reach their hearts and their minds much better. Also, the sun has rays, and the sun covers a wide spectrum or wide area. Parenting is not just for father and for mother. Like the African proverb says, it takes a village to raise a child. Sometimes, and in these days and times, it's needed now more than ever. Our children need uncles, aunts, a community. They need cousins, older siblings. They need eyes and ears all around them to help them in their development. Do you know, just think of this for a moment. Children that grow up with more support, having more cousins to play with, having more siblings to play with, in a world where they tell you have 2 children, 1 boy, 1 girl, and that's it. The children that have more peers in their neighborhood, they grow up with greater self-confidence. They grow up being able to deal with different types of personalities better. They grow up having the ability to succeed in adversity, true adversity, much better than children that are not guided, that are not held accountable by many other persons. So think of your parenting and how you can improve. How can you become a better father? If you're a man, and this is critical in these days and times when manhood is not clearly defined. And I want to close with this. I've asked the question of several persons in my peer group, as well as some of the young mentees that I have on manhood. And for the most part, I've asked in the last 48 hours more than 50 men or 50 males, and it's only a handful thus far that have answered with great clarity on what manhood is all about. Manhood also involves parenting, and there's a different way you parent different children as well. It is critical that you understand that you turn it up at times, be a person that holds them accountable intensely, and then at times you have to dial it back down, like the sun sets for a period and then it rises again, so that they can constantly continue on their growth path and their development stages. So there you have it. Have a great evening. Shalom, shalom.